welcome to the podcast again. So I'm gonna start recording and introduce myself properly on this one, because that's the main thing. Don't want the video. Well, it's good. I can see myself. So yeah, my name is Nico, guys. Welcome to Sakulma podcast. We talk. Sakulma means we talk in my language, and it's a Ndebele language in Zimbabwe, where I'm from. So I decided to make it like the name is unique because everybody always asks me what that means. Sakulma, it means we talk. Mm-hmm. So that's what we do. We talk a lot in my family. That's why I run a podcast. So guys, welcome. So we'll start with, so you can introduce yourself and tell us more a bit.
Yeah, thanks, Nico. I'm Svenja Meiriks. I work with the Centre for Human Ecology and Enough, Scotland. And I'm one of the course coordinators for the fourth year now.
Wow, that's amazing. I think my question for you is you've done it well for us as well. I was part of the course. You really managed. I just want to say thank you so much for that, for keeping us active as well as learning. That's good. I was just wondering what was the challenges for you and what was successful, and just take us through. What did you learn from us as well as students?
Just this year?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's been the fourth course, and it's evolved every year. So this was the first time that we had an in-person gathering at the end, and only the second time that we had any in-person gatherings at all. So before the course started during the lockdown, and it was all online, and it was kind of meant as a way for not just people to think about degrowth and human ecology or the ecological underpinnings of degrowth, but to really connect through each other's practices and work. And what we found, that there was such a richness in the community of people that came to the course, that we very much wanted to design it in a way that enabled people to really have a way of sharing what they knew and what they were thinking about, what they were practicing, and for that to become a really important part of it. And I feel this year has been really strong, and I'm absolutely mind blown by the high quality of what people have brought today. And I think that's been just in terms of the different approaches and materials and the creativity that has kind of emerged today has been absolutely fantastic. And
thank you again for that. For me, I think the course for me was fantastic as well. I was saying to other people, I always work with energies sometimes. Like when I walk in the room, then my energy says, no, I'll get out. But this group was so fantastic to me. I didn't have any problems. And everyone was friendly and nice. And even until today, we're still doing that. And which is good. And the speakers who came to talk to us, they were wonderful as well. I'll say thank you for that. But as we go, we can chip in whatever we talk about now. But I think this question is for me and Catherine, because we are here. And so this question is for you and me. That's don't worry too much about. I can also answer it because I'm also one now. So the question is, what do degrowth and human ecology mean to you?
So I was thinking about this, and I think for me, degrowth is a way to recognise the issues with the current system that we are in, but in tandem, imagine a far better future and start to find ways to live that in the now. And that is where human ecology comes into it, is taking it from the academic and turning it into kind of people-centred action, I suppose.
Nice. I think the same to me. As I think we've seen when I was in the course, I was a little bit learning a lot because I didn't have basic knowledge about what that meant, But I did some work with Degrowth, a podcast as well, not like this one, but was on the audio. So when I was interviewing those people, even those questions were set up by Enough, so it was not from me. It was just lucky to be part of that program on the podcast. So I learned a bit about that degrowth and decolonization. But this year, I think for me was I didn't know. Human ecology means humans with non-human, we've done this all the time, You go to the forest, you meet the buffalo, whatever it is. That's without paying attention, that's part of that networking with nature and stuff. So it's really for me it was the best that. So yeah, carry on. So the next question is that how do you put this course into practice at work or in the community?
So I don't have any community practice at the moment, but it's definitely something that I will be planning on doing in future, because so many of the other participants are so heavily involved, and it was really, really inspiring to see the ways that they are bringing degrowth to life within the community. I work in sustainability, which is sadly pretty detached from degrowth, and so really it's just about imagining ways that I can bring those principles and ideas into conversations and ideas generation with colleagues and other like-minded folk who could be persuaded.
Yeah, for me,
Apologies.
no, it's okay. For me, I think it's like, what can I take to my community? I do have a community. What I mean, like, you know, in Glasgow.
Crowd a little bit.
Yeah.
Drink some water.
Thank you so much for that.
Welcome back if you want.
Okay, yeah,
I
come
just...
back. Is this cold? It's good. That can be fixed. Go on. So we can carry on.
Yeah.
Two of us. So like for me, I do have a community. What I mean a community, I mean like I live in Glasgow, for example. There's people from Zimbabwe, people from Kenya, people from Nigeria, wherever. I look at that as community for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as I said earlier, not many of us who have this knowledge about human ecology and the things I learned. So I'm not going to teach anyone, but I think the most thing I said it many times, like I took from this course, what I'm going to practice on this course, I learned is about listening. You know, when it was someone remember we had some sessions for an hour, and that taught me how to listen. You know what I mean? What else? To be part of people. I think that was the most important. I don't know, as I said before, I work with energy. I used to be difficult on the people I don't know, like, you know, like uneasy. But now I'm just like really outgoing, and I like that. I want to share that energy with other people as well. Same like in the podcast. When I do the podcast, I also want to enable other refugees and asylum seekers to be able to speak for themselves, so their voices be heard as well. I think that's what I'll take from the course, like, yeah, to work as a group. I don't know if can you also ask us questions if you like, or if you got anything, but
Sure. Do you want me to say something to that
oh yes,
question here? Well, we hope to continue what we've started in terms of building the community around the values that were shared in the course, you know, through the Centre for Human Ecology and enough. But like also on a personal level, I think it's really important to me to stay grounded in practice, so that it just doesn't become a kind of intellectual abstract thinking. So I'm at the moment exploring how I can get more involved in the community that I moved to about a year ago in Renfrewshire. So I'm just looking at what's missing there and how to connect people better, and to really, you know, basically the power of harnessing people's creativity and ideas and practice. What happens when people get together, I think, is something that we really need in a future that is increasingly difficult. And I think that is something that I would like to very much do in like where I live, and in terms of dig where I stand. I think that is part of my own hope going forward.
That's good. I've got a question for Kat, because you're one of the people came forward to take responsibility for this today. For how's it going, to manage all these people?
It's been, lots of people have come up to me and say, "Oh, it must be like herding cats," and it actually hasn't. I think the reason I got involved is because I felt like I could help create space for everyone to share what they were working on in a way that would kind of enable that, you know, different ways of experiencing things and that kind of thing. And I think that's really happened. The fact that we are sitting up here right now. I know that Finn is building his house with Andrea downstairs and is going to come up, and you know, people have been able to move and interact in a way that I think captures what we how to
That's good. I really appreciate your work as well. I do apologize. I was late this morning because I had to wait an hour and a half for a taxi to carry all this stuff.
Football day.
Yeah, I was stressed out about that. But I think the next. Sorry.
Just one thing that came to mind as well that I feel is kind of unique is that obviously the people who are holding the course now are new people in terms of the Centre of Human Ecology, which has been around for 50 years. But the way like Ulrich came to visit today, or we were able to visit when we were in East Lothian, the U3 and his place. And Alistair and Maria, who've been long-term collaborators, it feels like there's a kind of long-term continuity that goes back quite a few decades, and that is something that is really precious. I feel, and to mix that with new ideas and new energy is something I feel has sort of brought together something quite fertile. That's what I'm sensing anyway.
Yeah. I think like a number of people on the course have talked about it, but I know Maori has just the concept of the carrying stream certainly resonates with me, but I think resonates with a lot of people in terms of wanting to be a part of that. You haven't come to be a passive consumer of knowledge on this course. You've come to build connections, receive past wisdom, and kind of contribute to new people.
I feel the same as well. Like I don't know. I'm so excited. It's like the end is so bad. Like it sounds like we shouldn't end this now, but again, we should actually be happy that we managed to connect, and I hope the project, whatever people do in life, will stay together. Don't close the WhatsApp yet. You know what I mean? Because you don't know.
Some of the WhatsApp groups will have to close, but not the not the main one.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, stuff like that. I think that should stay a bit and see how it goes. That's for me, because next year we don't know. I'm hoping it's gonna be a good year and stuff. And the other thing I want to share is that I'm a bit involved in COP28 right now online. So I got some groups who come up with an idea. About 2 directors work with me, so I'm hosting these things like it's kind of like bring a product that you don't want to see in this planet. Which one would be you? For me, I brought the vibes, you know, the vibe. I don't want to see them because they're very bad for environment. They're everywhere on the streets, and just, you know what I mean, health-wise, kids are jumping into it and stuff like that. So that's the kind of game we have, so that someone just put on a slide on the computer, like I was sharing with other people as well. Yesterday we had a session, so yesterday, yes. So one of the directors brought a picture of the guy with a sandals with a tag. I was like, what's that? You know, that tag is for, it's replacing the mental detector. You know, like people go on the beach, but now he's putting on his shoes. I was like, no, we can't keep that. You know, so that's kind of thing that I'm getting involved in this kind of climate change and trying to raise awareness, but as well as having fun as well.
Were you involved in COP26 as well?
I was, yes. COP26 was nice. I had some people stay in my house from different countries. Like, just put, it's a small place, but I made it like beds and.
It was a really mixed experience, wasn't it? It was so many amazing, really inspiring activists coming from all over the world, and at the same time, when you walked into the blue zone, and there was like, you know, a Formula One racing car, an electric, and that one of the first things you saw in all this. There's the greenwashing was incredible.
I feel like it was the first year that companies really saw it as an opportunity to position themselves without any thought for what they were doing there, what their role was, or anything.
For me, what I enjoyed COP26 was I went to few workshops. Was the one from Brazil, I think, indigenous people there. They came to share their story. I'm not sure Brazil or Ecuador.
Minga Indígena.
I think was in the back. So when they watched that story. What's another one? There was a lot, few things I went and I was going around in that interviewing people. That's for the podcast. I was carrying my recorder. So I was talking to these 2 African ladies, and they said the reason why they are here, they just wanted their voice to be heard, but secondly, they really want to be in the table when decisions are made, instead of like you've been told or this is changing, or this is so. It was very interesting. Unfortunately, I didn't go to, I can't go to Dubai anymore. I don't like the place. And so I'm doing it online, so it's good. So yeah, so the last question is gonna be for all of us. Maybe I did say it already. No, it's called. Tell me more about your journey from here to the future to come. I'll tell my journey from here to the future to come. I wanna keep talking. I mean, like learning as well and raising awareness. And I want the podcast to grow. To be honest with you, like maybe next year I'll try to get some help for funding, like to keep going because it costs money to run it. Like I have to pay some things online to get help professionally, and as well the time of people coming to talk to me, you know. So I need to get that. Maybe I might get some help from people in the group. Maybe they got experience, you know. And what else? Oh, I want to grow my spiritual journey. You know, like the meditation we did there was really nice, but I couldn't sit properly. So yeah, do meditation. Why not? If there's a yoga opportunity, I want to do some crazy stuff in a nice way. You know? Like because I noticed that the world is shifting to spirituality very fast now. You know, like I said this earlier on, you know, people thinking I'm repeating myself. Like if, as an African person, to tell other people like I'm doing yoga, I'll be like, what's wrong with this guy? It's insane. What's wrong with it? You know, got this kind of like dismiss things without been learning them, without been practicing them. So I want to take that opportunity to learn, maybe start bring some of the group into this and have a super mind. That's what I want. You know, like be cool. Like now I'm feeling so happy, friendly. You know, I mean, like I don't like to be depressed. So there's a technique to do that, I think, in life. So that's my take for my future from now, and as well keep in touch with Degrowth in Scotland enough. If there's any volunteering opportunities, I will jump in if I've got time. And yeah, what about you?
So I definitely resonate with what you're saying about spirituality. I think for me it's working on the kind of inner and outer landscape. So inner landscape, kind of exploring that spiritual journey and what that means, and outer landscape, connecting more with people. I think, you know, the course has just given such incredible opportunities to meet people. I think just with those shared values who are on the same journey is just kind of that's a deep empathy that you just get immediately. And then also I want to become more grounded in Scotland as an English person who hasn't lived here very long. Kind of very want to
get the culture involved.
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, you know, continuing some of those journeys, continued question about my relationship to time and place, and what it means to be human. You know, which I think is essentially the question about spirituality. What is it that, you know, beyond what we know in the sort of outward material, what's the kind of deeper values and the deeper understandings that sit beneath that, and why is it so hard? You know, humans are an intelligent species that yet, you know, we have gotten ourselves through, you know, systems of oppression and domination and extraction, and you know, like greed and like struggling to give up you know, this attachment to, you know, there's a sort of quest for more stuff and more material comfort. So what does it need to shift, you know, on an individual level, but also collectively, you know, in whatever ways we can, you know, within our spheres of influence, which might be small for some, bigger for others. But I think for me is holding those questions really close to my heart, and let it sort of filter through, you know, the work that I'm involved in.
Okay,
and parenting, crucially. I think that is a big one for me as well.
Powerful. I would say thank you guys so much for coming to the podcast, and I know some of you know I've seen each other, but Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I think that'll be a great one. And yeah,
Happy